Why? Okay. I knew it was going to be this severe. I really didn't think that it was going to really happen, but it's happened. I didn't want it to happen, but it's happened. Why? Why does the season have to start off like this? Man, I can't believe it. I really cannot believe this. Just when the season started, out of nowhere, like that, it just shocks the hearts of Ravens fans. It's painful. It's just painful to endure. So, if you guys don't know what's going on, according to John Harbaugh in the press conference, J.K. Dobbins has suffered a torn Achilles. He tore his Achilles during the game against the Texans today. And basically that ends his time in the regular season. So, suffers a season-ending injury. And I fear that will likely end his time in Baltimore. Because in terms of the contract offers, the Ravens were trying to make big deal offers to J.K. Dobbins. The 2020 draft prospect that we got from Ohio State, drafted 27th overall. And there was just nothing that he would accept. No long-term deals that would work for him. So, I'm afraid to say that he could be going somewhere else next year. It's just painful to hear, but I wish him well in his recovery. It's just tough. Really tough. J.K. Dobbins works his tail off in training camp, on the field, along with Gus Edwards and Justice Hill, because those three running backs, they do their things every single time. And they were the guys that Lamar can rely on each and every game when it comes to pounding in the run game and coming up big in clutch moments. But unfortunately, he's out for the rest of the year. So now what do you do if you're the Baltimore Ravens? I would say bring back Melvin Gordon, because you released him right in the preseason. Right in the month of August. In preseason, you thought he was not good enough to make the roster. And now you decide to release him. He's not on the team. So I'd say bring him back. You would definitely bring him back to the practice squad. Sign him. Because right now, Gus Edwards and Justice Hill are the only two running backs that stand out. Tough. Tough to hear. But J.K. Dobbins, once again, I wish him the best of luck on his recovery. And if we see you next season, if you somehow still want to stay with us, if you think that we're still the best team for you, if you think that the relationship that you really made with us still works out for you, feel free to come back to Baltimore. We want you to be a Raven. But it's not just about Lamar's contract and OBJ's contract that I'm worried about. It's just about how can we afford to bring him back. I don't know. I do not know if he'll be a Raven next year. And it's just tough to see him go down with an injury. But it is what it is. We have to move on. So, prayers out to JK, as well as some other guys that are injured. Marcus Williams had to leave the game because of a shoulder injury. Ronnie Stanley was dealing with his ACL. I remember 2020, he tore his ACL against the Steelers. He was out, and then he came back, got hurt again in 2021. 2022 returned in Week 5 against the Bengals, Sunday Night Football. Was able to play the rest of the season. And here we are, Week 1, he goes down with an injury as well. Like the injury bug, right off the bat, strikes the Ravens. And it's just so unfortunate that these things happen. But it's football. Injuries happen, and it's a tough aspect of it, the NFL. It's really a tough aspect of football. You have injuries. Guys go down with season-ending injuries, and they're going to have to hold out on that. But at the end of the day, we're just going to have to move on from it and figure out what we can do with it from there. And then with that being said, that's all I got to say. I'm going to cut it right here, y'all. I'll see you guys Week 2. I'll see you guys next video for the previews of Week 2. I'll also make a recap of Week 1 whenever I get the time to do so. So, that's all I got to say. I'm going to cut here, and have a good night, y'all.